I'm Tommy Heaney from Heaney's restaurant in Cardiff. Today we're going to be cooking some barbecued Welsh lamb with grilled asparagus, yogurt, salsa verde, Roscoff onions and a lamb fat chips. Okay, so we've got this beautiful rack of Welsh lamb. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the trim off it. With the trim, we're going to render that down in the oven, get all the fat out of it, because that's where all the flavour is. And then we're going to use that fat to cook our onions, our chips, and also to brush our asparagus. So the idea is that we use every part of this beautiful product. So with the chips, we're literally going to take them, slice them really thin. You can use a mandolin, 8 to 9 potatoes would be plenty. And we're just going to layer that in a tureen dish. And each layer, we're going to brush that with lamb fat, a little bit of seasoning. Again, you can use any type of tureen dish, cast iron, whatever. All we've done with this is put some greaseproof in it, and that's just to release it after it's cooked. Get your lamb fat, and we're just going to brush it. And then we're going to go again with another layer. Once we've built that right up, then another layer of greaseproof, and we tinfoil that, and it goes in the oven for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then press it. The longer you press it, the better, because you want it to be nice and firm. And then once you pop it out, you get this lovely tureen here. You can cut this again into any shape you want, but we're going to keep them nice chunky chips. So once we're finished with this, we're going to pop them there, and we're going to set them aside for later on, and then we're just going to deep fry them. Next up, we're going to do the onions. Cut them in half. We're going to pan fry them in lamb fat again, a little bit of rosemary. Keep the skins on, okay, because that'll help to cook and keep them nice and moist inside. Rather than using oils or butter or anything like that, we're just going to use this lamb fat. Okay, next up we're going to make some pickled cucumber. All we've done here is simply peel it, cut it in half lengthways, take the seeds out and cut it into nice thin strips. I'm just going to make a little simple pickling liquid. So we've got here 75 grams of sugar and 150 milliliters of cider vinegar. And all we're going to do is just dissolve that, okay? We don't want to boil it, we just want to dissolve the sugar. So we're just going to dress it with a little bit of salt, ideally about half an hour, 15 minutes, and then we're going to drain the excess water out of it. We'll pour our pickling liquid over it and then finish it with some chopped dill. Next up, we're going to prep our asparagus. You can use broccoli, you can use peas. Peas work really well with lamb, and even frozen peas. At the end of the asparagus, you've got some woody pieces. We just basically take the end off. And then we're just going to simply peel the end of it. You don't need to, but it just takes that little woody texture off it. Next up, we're just going to cook the lamb. So we're going to cook this Welsh lamb over the barbecue. I love to use the barbecue in the restaurant or even at home. It gives a lovely smoky flavour, but also really tenderises the meat. If you didn't want to use a barbecue, you can simply cook Welsh lamb in a pan. I like to cook it halfway in the oven, let it rest, and then finish it the other half in the oven, then let it rest again. It does make a massive difference, that resting time. Okay, so simply season it. You don't need any oil or anything with this because all the natural fat will work. Meat's always cooked better in the barbecue, and Welsh lamb is the best in the world. This recipe works with so many different cuts of Welsh lamb. You can use leg, you can use rump, loin, so pretty much anything you want to do. Now we're going to make our salsa verde. Salsa verde works really well with Welsh lamb because it's got freshness from the fresh herbs. Anchovies work really well with Welsh lamb. So we've got simply parsley, watercress, mint, some capers, clove of garlic, fresh anchovies, and just a little bit of Dijon mustard. Some extra virgin olive oil, and finally some lemon juice. Okay, so next up we're going to barbecue our asparagus. We're simply going to boil that for about 30 seconds to a minute in some salted boiling water. Then we're going to fry our chips off in just some vegetable oil, seasoning, finish with a bit of mint. And there we have it. So we got barbecued Welsh rack of lamb, grilled asparagus, cucumber, yogurt, salsa verde, and some roast onions. As you've seen, the lamb is really simple and quick to cook, but what we've done is we've used all the natural, beautiful flavours from that lamb to infuse all the different flavours on the dish.